Welcome back to another trail tour here in my hometown of Svendborg. Today we're riding on the red trail we have, and we're just starting out in the parking lot and going on the right side here in the end of the big grass plain and getting into the trail right here for the first time. So as I said, this is a red trail, but there are some black bits here and there where you can really test your skills and really have the most fun you can have here in Svendborg. To start the trail, we have this pretty narrow path that is about a minute or two long, and yeah, you can see there I just kicked out a little branch that was on the trail. But yeah, as in the first trail tours video, I told you that I will be talking for most, if not all of the video, so if you don't want to listen to my voice, you can just turn the volume down and watch the video for whatever purpose you want, for example going on Swift or some other app for training. But some statistics about this track is that there aren't really that many vertical meters of climbing. It is mostly just many short hills that is a couple of seconds long. Some of them are a bit longer, especially in the back end of the trail. There is a big gravel pit, and it's like a full-on 30-second sprint to get up it, and it's pretty hard, and especially if you hit one of the rocks with your rear wheel, you can just lose a lot of speed because it's really steep. But yeah, now we go over the road here and we get into the forest, the other forest where the most of the trail is. So the length of this trail, like the blue trail we were on last week, is about 4.5 kilometers, and the surface is, I would say, it's more grippy than the other, the blue trail, because the blue trail is mostly on like this gravel surface because it's made to last a long time, especially during the winter. So we just have some fun to ride there, and this is a little more a summer trail, so you can ride it when it's rain, but it's better to not do it, to just save the trail, to not make the trail builders have to work extra hard. But yeah, that was just some statistics about the trail, and you can see it's pretty tight in some of the places, and just in about a minute's time we get to first pretty difficult descent, and if you've watched through my videos you will already know it, but if not, you can just see it for the first time coming up in about 30 seconds. But as you've probably noticed by now, we have a couple of guys in front, and they are some of the guys from my training team Turbo here in the local club. And we're just doing this on a normal training, and it's really fun to have someone you can train, and it just makes it a little more fun to have someone to train with. So here you can see the first really nasty descent, and I would say it makes it a little better if you just do a little endo in the start, because it's a really tight corner to get down on the descent, and this uphill is really, sometimes I really hate it because it's the surface is so slippery with all the small rocks and the loose gravel, so, and also it's pretty steep, so you really have to get on the power in the switchback right before, because if you don't have enough speed in the start, you're not going to get more speed up the hill, and you're probably just going to die out on the way up. So now we're going out to like the back end of the forest, and this is probably the place where you are the furthest away from the start. And now we're just going down on this downhill, and if you watch my recent vlog, you would know what happens right in this left corner right here. But this back half or what you want to call it, like the furthest part away of the forest is pretty slow and pretty janky for the most part, and this turn right here is, yeah, it's pretty stupid if you ask me. Like I both hate it and I both hate it and I love it, and it's probably just because I have like an extra large frame with a 120 millimeter fork, so my bike is like the longest NXT bike can get, and also I'm just not really good at tight corners, so that's probably the biggest reason. But on this upcoming downhill, you can see that there's been made a little bit of change, especially right that bump right there, and that's just some of the trail keepers that just go around on, I wouldn't say a daily basis, but if there's something that needs to be fixed, they are the ones that just make a quick fix instead of waiting to have a whole day of trail building. But I've just written to them a short time ago and asked if they could just put some signs up when I've changed the trail, because sometimes they just change something and it's right around the corner or it's on a downhill, and that's just really not safe. So, and they said that they will definitely change that in the future and put up some signs or write it in the Facebook group of the trail builders or something like that. So, but yeah, other than that, we are on top of another downhill right now, and you really have to be a little bit careful going down this, because the width of the trail, especially right here, is not that wide, and you really have to be careful not to have your front wheel wash out, and especially this right corner right here, and especially also again in the summer when it's really dry, it's more or less just a sand pit, and you're coming down the trail with a lot of speed, and you have to carry the speed as best as possible downhill, and I just nearly died there. But you really have to carry the speed up the hill, so you just have to be careful around that corner. And now I just lost a lot of time because I nearly died, so I have to catch up with the boys going over the gravel trail again, going through the forest. And when you're going over the path like that, you have to look out for people who walk, people with dogs, and so generally or sometimes we have something to slow you down naturally, but if we don't have that, please just look around and don't plow anyone down. And this is probably the descent I have the most fear about going down, and you could really see my saddle going up in the camera view right there, and that's just emphasizes how steep that descent is. And but it definitely doesn't help me not having a dropper on my bike right now. But it's just easier for me right now to have the Berg seat post on, because it's really light and we don't really have that many descents that really requires a dropper post. So also with me having the knee issues, I haven't really been getting out to a lot of new places, and that way I don't really have the need for a dropper, and it just saves a little money not having to have to make services on it regularly. And so that's just my choice for now, and maybe I will put it on for next year when I hopefully get to do many more races. But as you maybe know, I am tilting more towards the marathon scene, and you generally don't have to use a dropper post for marathons as much as the XCO races. And but you never know. But this time we're going down this descent, and there has been made a new jump, and you can easily roll it, but you could also jump it, but you really have to slow down a little bit for the corner, for the berm. And it's just right here, as I told you about before, the trail builders building something and not putting signs up, and the guys in front didn't know that the thing was built, and I had been there like once before, like a day or two before that, and I knew it was coming, so I could just go on the inside of Morten right there. So, but you never know if he comes around you again, because he can be a little bit aggressive. But let's see. I know you're watching, Morten. But now going up this ascent, not descent, and this is the line dancer, if you want to call it in direct English. And there's Morten, and he just challenges Gustav to a little sprint, and now we kick the pace up a little bit. You can see it on the data at the bottom, and that I'm just trying to keep up with the boys. But yeah, they are actually really fast, and I can't really take all the credit because I haven't really trained them for that long yet. But now we're nearly going into the winter season, and we've talked a little bit about doing some Swift training, and yeah, that will be great, I think, and just getting in a really good shape for next year, and to do some races, especially also for the boys. And yeah, the record for this trail, like on Strava, it's about 13:48, something like that, and it's set by Bjørn Andreasen, the current esports world champion. And I actually tried to set a time also. It's probably a year or two ago, and yeah, at the time he had the time of 13:56, I think, and I got the time of 13:59. So I was really bummed out not to take the KOM, but yeah, it's Bjørn, and he could probably shave another, I don't know, big chunk off if he saw that someone was close to him. But yeah, now we're like three-fourths or like 2/3 of the way through, and we're just getting down to one of the big drops on the trail, like the big drop on the trail. And I'm not actually really sure if you can roll it. I'm pretty sure I've seen someone roll it, but yeah, I do like an in-between of rolling and jumping, and yeah, you can just see it in like 20 seconds, but it's because you especially for me, I can really jump it, like, also because it's just an uncomfortable landing, and I don't really know if I can brake in time for the corner, but you can see it right here. I just, yeah, drop it, like fly out, and just brake pretty hard for the corner. And I've seen some of the trail guys that really train to do some more like enduro or downhill, and they can fully like jump it / boost it, but yeah, that's not really me. And yeah, now we're going into like this, probably like the second last part of the trail, and we're just doing a little loop now, going down on this little downhill on this really long right hand corner. You just have to be really precise and going around this really tight left hand corner with this root going across. But yeah, we're just loading up the legs for going up this really steep ascent right now with the rocks, and it's actually pretty difficult because you can really get pushed off your line by the rocks right here. So yeah, we all get up it, and I don't really know what the power is doing, because I'm pretty sure I'm doing like 800 watts or something like that. And now probably one of the hardest descents of the trail. You can easily go around it because it's probably like a black line, but yeah. And now going up to the regular trail that comes down from the right there, and I'm pretty sure you all know, if you have of course watched my videos, know this little trail or little stretch of trail that goes out to like the big gravel pit. And the guy you can see in front, Morten, is if you remember from, I believe it was the first vlog or maybe the second vlog, he boasted about having the KOM going up on the ascent, and yeah, I've tried to take it from him, but I simply can't. I don't know why, but I've done like 1,000 watts average for a little over, I think it's like 24 seconds, and there's a little corner on the uphill, and you just have to fade your power a little bit right there. So yeah, I don't think I can get it. I think I'm probably just too heavy, but he has like 1 second on me, so it's probably just Strava and not being able to read, like, because it's so short of a segment. But now we're just getting ready to go up on the uphill right now, and right down here it's pretty rocky and loose, so you just have to watch out, especially on the descent, and especially again on the tight, yeah, nearly switchback right corner going down. So, and this, what bothers me the most about this uphill is the lines change pretty much day to day, because if it rains and some of the dirt or the gravel gets washed away, you can't really go on the line you did before. And yeah, now Morten is doing a little attack, but yeah, I'm trying to keep up with him, and thankfully I didn't really hit any rocks with my rear wheel to just go to just lose out my speed. But yeah, that was pretty hard. You can see my heart rate is at 186, and my max is like somewhere in the mid 190s, but thankfully this trail is just about done in like half a minute. But yeah, that's definitely something you want to conserve your energy for if you are just on the last parts of a race. That's really where you can make a move on someone else if you have a little bit of leftover energy. And yeah, make sure you don't hit any rocks with your rear wheel, because all your efforts will be wasted. And now it's just doing like an end sprint, I don't know. But yeah, that was the trail, and we're just coming out to the parking lot again. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I got a few more trail tours coming up in a few weeks, so yeah, see ya.